The perfect storm for cryptos is coming. Hi there, crypto fans. Dick Allgire here in Honolulu, Hawaii. This is not clickbait. I honestly believe a perfect storm is coming for cryptos, and I'll explain why. We are seeing financial markets starting to teeter around the world. The British pound is in trouble. The Japanese yen is in trouble. The Chinese yuan is in trouble. Fiat paper money is basically in trouble. The US dollar is strong because it is the least bad of the lot, and there is a flight to relative safety, and so the dollar is peaking. It checked back a little bit today, but we expect it to continue its run for a while. Gold and silver with a strong dollar, they're not happening too spectacularly right now. Cryptos, yeah, man, Bitcoin's just right, $19,000, $20,000, not much happening, but something is going to pretty soon. The bond markets are faltering. The inflation is up. Debt is unsustainable. There is a perfect storm coming. And with that, we look at this headline. New York Mellon, America's oldest bank, launches crypto services. Yes, indeed. New York Mellon Bank is a 238-year-old bank. It has, get this, 43 trillion in assets. Manages $43 trillion. And that bank has just been granted approval and is now going to be managing crypto assets. What it means is they will have custodial services. They will hold your keys, they'll hold your cryptos for you in a secure way. Now, this is something that I predicted a year ago. I did a segment on it, and I said watch for the big banks within the next year to start offering crypto custody services. And I advised against that. Why? Because if New York Mellon holds your Bitcoin, you don't own your Bitcoin, they do. And if something goes wrong with the financial system teetering the way it is, that money will be bailed in. If New York Mellon needs money and they're holding your cryptos, in the fine print, there will be something there saying that they'll be first to get the money ahead of you. So it's good that New York Mellon Bank is going to be offering custodial services. By the way, they did a survey and they said that 91% of institutional investors are now interested in tokenized assets, in cryptocurrency. 91% of institutional investors. What that means is there will be trillions of dollars coming into Bitcoin, into Ethereum, and other tokens. It is going to be, like I said, a perfect storm. Get your cryptos, hold your private keys, put them in a cold storage wallet. You hold on to them. Don't let New York Mellon Bank, even though it's a 230-year-old bank, 238-year-old bank, don't let them hold your cryptos. And finally, I want to talk about NFTs. There's an NFT. That's pretty ugly. What's an NFT? NFT, if you haven't heard of them, a non-fungible token. It is a piece of digital art that is stored on a blockchain. So the original bit of artwork is validated on a blockchain and ownership can be guaranteed. The problem with NFTs is most of them are downright ugly. Let me show you a few, and I'll explain what's really behind NFTs. That one I showed, crypto art monetization generation. The artist is Matt Kane. Not something I'd really buy. Let's look at another one. This is called Space Loaf by Sarah Zucker. Kind of a TV vibe to it with a cat. Again, not anything I'd really want to invest my money in. This one is called Ascend by the artist Coldie. And people are buying things like this. They're spending a lot of money, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's look at one more. This is called AI Imagined Portrait, painted by a robot by Pindar van Armen. A lot of this has to do with vanity. and people trying to make a quick buck, like, hey, NFTs are the hot new thing, and they're skyrocketing. Fear of missing out. They're just like skyrocketing in value. So it's a vanity thing. People think, well, I can make digital art. So they put something up and people bid on it. But what's really driving this, I think, is money laundering. Yes, money laundering. So you have these crappy pieces of art that nobody really wants. And let's say that you've made a lot of money surreptitiously. You've made a lot of money that you can't account for. And you need to launder that money. You need to have a record of that money coming in that's not something illegal. So you create an NFT, right? Some little bit of digital art, and then you sell that for $2 million, and you've just laundered $2 million. That's what they're doing with that. I was into digital art 20 years ago. Let me show you some of my digital art. I was mocking the other digital art. You can mock mine now. I actually printed some of these out and had a art show at the local bookstore. They had a gallery. A friend of mine who was a cameraman at KITV, Bob Campbell, he called them amorphographs, and we had a hobby where we would go into Photoshop and just play with layers and colors. And here's an example of one. So we would fiddle with these things with using the different tools in Photoshop and spit out some kind of interesting stuff, we thought. These are my original works, and I actually printed them out, framed them, and Bob sold some of his. I didn't sell many of mine, but there's some of my digital art. Should I make an NFT out of that? If you want a signed copy, I'll print one out. Get a hold of me. I'll print it out. I'll sign it. We'll sell it for starting price $250,000. No, $250. Would you buy one of those? Let me know what you think. The perfect storm is coming for cryptos. The next run-up is, there is a crypto run-up that is going to be so epic. It is going to be such an endorphin rush. It is going to be, we're all rich.